So why I stopped drinking a month before quarantine is because I didn't know quarantine was happening, but that month it felt like all that was happening was me waking up late in the day, being invited to evening activities, immediately being served alcohol, or if I was by myself, I would justify the lateness of the day as being an okay time to drink and be creative and make things. But the truth is, I was so unbelievably unproductive. I think I surrounded myself with excuses to create opportunities to drink. And it got to a point where I was comfortable drinking by myself. I had tried to downplay my drinking to the people around me, which I knew was lying. And so all of these behaviors are piling on top of one another until all of a sudden it felt like my life was becoming unmanageable. And I couldn't admit that at the time. All I knew at the time was that maybe I have a problem, but if I do, it's only going to take willpower to stop, right? Like, you can do things you set your mind to. So I just thought, I'm going to stop, or at least cut back, tone it down. And I knew I had a problem when that was impossible. When I was actually trying, genuinely putting effort towards cutting back, and I realized I could not. There was an obsession. I think around this time, what really stood out was just this feeling of desperation I had, of really just being willing to try whatever it'll take at this point to actually do it, to actually stop, and I think I built it up in my head so much where it felt like such an event. But truthfully, what has made it stick is just taking each day as it comes. It turns out that, yeah, of course I'm an alcoholic, obviously, but on top of that, there was a lot of healing that needed to take place within me, which blew up in my face a little bit. I don't think I realized how much of myself I was avoiding. And by drinking, I was using, other things to distract myself from myself. And taking that away meant that I had to step up and confront fears and traumas and whatever, and, pray for healing and seek out a power greater than myself, humble myself before God and admit my shortcomings as a person. And you know what? I've been met with love and patience and grace, and it feels so good to be coming up on 1 year. I think before quarantine, if I hadn't stopped drinking, that lockdown would have really, really put me in a bad place. But instead, I was able to cocoon myself and come out of it stronger. I spent a lot of time journaling and praying and not drinking. I mean, come on, that was the biggest takeaway, really, is that I was able to just clear my head, and now I feel so great. I feel so grounded. I feel like I can actually be creative and not unproductive, I feel like I'm been given so many gifts of sobriety, and yeah, I don't, I can't promise I'll never drink again, but I know I don't want to, genuinely. At least for me and my body. I mean, at this point, I'm as allergic as they come to alcohol. My side effects include being a terrible human.